Good day, Ma'am Bern. Today I'm going to discuss about migration, urbanization, and primate cities in third world, as well as understanding migration as a household process, the urban growth patterns in developing countries, and theories explaining third world urbanization. So first is migration as a household process. Migration is not only an individual decision. It is often part of household survival strategy. Families send members to cities to diversify income sources. Income earned in cities is sent back home as a remittance. And the next one is rural to urban migration. It is a major driver of third world urbanization. People move from rural areas to cities because cities offers jobs, education, and better services. While rural areas suffers from first is poverty, limited employment, and poor infrastructure. So, the circulatory migration. It is a common migration patterns in developing countries. Migrants move from city temporarily, work for a few months, and send money home, then return to the village. It allows families to survive without permanent relocation. The next one is pull factors of migration. So, it is a reasons people are attracted to cities. First is employment opportunities, higher wages, better education and healthcare. Because some migrants move from by their choice, others move due to lack of opportunities at home. So, push factors of migration. It is a condition that forces people to leave rural areas. First is unemployment, land scarcity, natural disasters, rural poverty, and for them, migration becomes necessity, not a choice. So, chain migration. So, a type of migration that is influenced by social networks. So, early migrants provide information, offer housing and job leads. So, it makes migration easier, less risky, and leads to continued rural to urban flow. So, refugees as special migrant. So, refugees are forced migrant. The causes are include war, political instability, and violence. So they are different from economic migrants. They often settles in cities due to safety and aid availability. Primate cities. So what are primate cities? Or what is primate cities? A primate city is the largest city, politically and economically dominant. Common in developing countries because it attracts government offices, universities, and cultural institutions. The next one is primacy and government policy. So government try to reduce primate city dominance by first, decentralization, building new capital cities, and the goal is to reduce overcrowding and promote regional development. The example of this is Brazil. Capital moved from Rio de Janeiro to Brasilia. The purpose is to shift population inland. That Brazil's urban hierarchy. Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo still important, but relatively less dominant. Urban populations more diversified, lower rates of primacy growth, still growing at similar rates as other developing cities. Global to urban trends. World Bank or UN Habitat 2008, urban population increasing, percentage living in largest city declining slightly. It indicates urban growth spreading beyond primate cities. So, primate cities in developing world. So, more common in third world countries, often characterized by high poverty, environmental problems, and absorb large shares of investment and infrastructure. It can increase regional inequality. So, the advantage of primate cities is it provides localization economies, concentration of industries, and skilled labor because it serves as headquarters for multinational corporations and acts as economic engines. So, the case study from Seoul, South Korea, the Seoul contains 25% of urban population, while 20% of of total population is formerly newly industrialized country. High primacy, but shares the share of population now declining. So contemporary third world urban growth. So urban growth causes by first is natural increase, second is migration, and lastly urban primacy. So example of this is Africa. So growth mainly from natural increase, and Latin America growth mainly from migration. So shift in Latin American urbanization. So increasing urban to urban migration, growth of selected cities, continued influence of private cities, more complex urban networks. So theories of third world urbanization. There are theories of third world urbanization. First is modernization perspective. So modernization perspective is based on neoclassical economics. Developing countries follows the same path as developed nation. So transitions from agrarian to industrial economy. So the second one is economic and demographic transition. So shifts from primary sector to manufacturing and services. Population growth, declining mortality, and later decline in fertility. So the role of cities in modernization. So cities act as development centers and innovation hubs, while private city concentrates capital, skilled labor, and economy becomes dualistic. So diffusion of development. So investment spread from private cities to secondary to tertiary cities, and it is called hierarchical diffusion. So it leads to national development over time. So critique of modernization. Now all countries follow Western path urbanizations. Without economic growth, weak link between urbanization, industrialization, and persistent inequality. Internal political economy perspective. So it focuses on colonial history, global economic inequality, and urban pattern shaped by colonial exploitation. So colonial cities. It builds as ports, administrative centers, and the purpose is to extract raw materials. For example of this is Calcutta, Mumbai, and Lagos. And other one is Nairobi. So, the metropole interior model. So, the metropole interior model states that colonial cities is the metropole, while inferior regions is the resource suppliers. So, it created dependent economies and uneven development. So, African urban growth. So, rapid urban growth, urban population increase faster than GDP. It indicates urbanization without development or structural inequality. So, in conclusion, migration is a household survival strategy. Primate cities dominate third world urban system. Urban growth shaped by migration, natural increase, and colonial history. So, no single theories explain urbanization. And that's all for my report. Thank you and God bless.